up third quick out of 31, and we'll have to go see where we start for the heat race. We're making a couple changes to the car, cutting some tires, moving wheel spacing a little bit. Nothing major. Car was pretty good, so I'm excited. Let's go. Wilmot, Wisconsin, to race with the Interstate Racing Association tonight and finally open up our season. Also want to make sure that we take the chance to introduce you guys to Charlie first. So Charlie was a student at the Area 31 Career Center last year. Was it last year? Yes, and the year before? Correct. So you did 2 years?
I did 2 years, junior and senior year.
So Charlie went through Danny Camden's automotive class at Area 31, where we were teaching him about thread lockers and anti-seize and that sort of stuff here a couple months ago, and we needed some help, so I contacted Danny knowing that he had automotive students close to our shop, and asked if he thought any of them would have an interest in going racing with us, and he said, I do, I have one, and it was Charlie. Charlie, why don't you tell us a little bit about your family's racing history and like how you kind of got into racing?
So my family's racing history. So my uncle Paul Dana was in Indy Lights in 2004 and in IndyCar in 05 and 06. My father, Greg Dana, has been around the IndyCar world a lot. He was an accountant for Pat Patrick Racing for a number of years. So my family has been in racing for quite a while, but I have just kind of gotten around into it with Jeff here, doing some sprint car stuff last summer. Like he said, got notified about that through Mr. Camden, and then I've been doing it with him ever since.
So Charlie, you ended up going to school to play some hockey and study, was it astrophysics?
Correct.
Out in New Mexico.
Yep.
And the lure of, well, let's be honest, it's really just a case of methanitis that you got last summer. Needed some treatment.
Correct.
So we're gonna treat our methanitis tonight at Wilmot. We've got a big week of racing here. We got 5 races in the next 8 days, so we are going to be busy. And tonight we wanted to come and get one under our belt and kind of just make sure we could knock some rust off, shake some cobwebs out, and make sure that the old 7.7 was sound and ready to rock for 4 nights in a row next week in Indiana. Obviously the Indiana races are important to our partners because that's where they do business, and so we wanted to come up here tonight and try to make sure that we did what we could to put our best foot forward for all the people like Lamb Excavating and Dirt Perfect and Diamond Equipment and Palmetto Epoxy and Restart Communications and just all of the people that are so gracious and have joined us in our journey. So we'll bring you guys along tonight, check out Wilmot, Wisconsin, and do a little sprint car racing. Well, we're here at Wilmot. We've got a full pit area. A lot of race cars. I figured with Knoxville having 60 some cars last night that maybe there wouldn't be this many, but there's a bunch. So,
and non-wing cars.
And non-wing cars. Let's not forget them. Here is the pit. I assume this is pit exit of the Wilmot Super Speedway. Wilmot International.
Is it?
No, I think it's just Wilmot. Okay. Wilmot Raceway, maybe.
It's a nice area, though.
It is beautiful. Beautiful up here. There were some houses rolling in. Right. Holy moly.
Lots of boats too.
Well, you know my stance on boats, Nick. As long as it's somebody else's.
Right.
You know what a boat dollar is, right?
Not really.
No. A grand.
A grand, okay.
Yep. It's $5 boat bucks.
Yeah.
So here she is. all allegedly 3/8 mile of her. I think it's probably a little shorter than that, but it doesn't look like it's got a ton of water in it.
More crumbly than I thought it'd
A little
be.
more crumbly. I noticed in the videos, like, guys really fired it in low and hard, and it looks like you can kind of see a bit of banking there where it shelves off up top.
Almost flattens here.
Yeah, so I can see why they're burying it down on the bottom of one and kind of just letting it go.
I think we're gonna have to make sure. Alpha 4's got a reasonable.
3 and 4 looks like it drops in, but then it kind of rolls around. It almost looks like it flattens off right as it comes out of 4, but it right before exit looks like it's got some hill.
Between the two tires, it's a little steeper.
Yeah, we'll find out, huh, Nikki?
That's right. She's definitely a little crummier. I thought it'd be more rolled in.
So we're taking a different approach tonight. It's no expectations,
Right.
no preconceived notions, other than the expectation we're gonna have fun and
Try to learn something.
try to learn something. So it's a little bit different for me. Kind of hard not to like start counting cars and, oh yeah, he's gonna be tough, he's gonna be tough, he's gonna be tough, like just to kind of walk through the pits and be like, I'm not even gonna look at anybody else or who's here or what's going on, and try not to think too much, try not to we haven't been racing. I've had too much time to listen to podcasts, really. So we'll see how it goes.
Too much time to think.
Yeah, too much time to think, and but it's here now. We're gonna be racing like full-time racers here for the next 8 days, so
Yeah.
I'm excited, and hopefully we get rolling tonight and can carry some momentum into next week and make everybody back home proud.
There you go. What we're gonna try to do.
So yeah, it's about 3:30. I think we get on the track at like 5:45, so we're gonna go back to the pits and make sure we got everything ready. Charlie's back there working on getting tires on the car, and we got to go draw on the way back. What's up, Charlie?
Did you get up there?
We did. We drew a 14, which I think will work.
What'd you say?
I said we drew a 14, which I think will work.
What does that mean?
It means that we'll be toward the earlier end of the qualifying order,
Okay.
or at least we should be.
Do you like being earlier or do you like being later? Doesn't really matter.
It depends.
Here, hold up.
It really comes down to the racetrack, you know, like if they got a lot of water on it, or if it's dirty and needs to clean up or anything like that, you generally want to go later. But historically, early is always better because it dries out and the track gets worse as the session goes along. So that's normal. I think the track will probably slow down tonight, so I think going early is a good thing.
They get some rain. I saw some water coming in. I just didn't know if that was the trucks putting it down or if they got rain like last night or something.
I think it was trucks, I would say. The track's got some moisture in it for sure. We'll have to see how tight they roll it in, but I think they do have some moisture in it. Just getting our trusty transponder ready to go here.
No new case though.
We have a new case, but we're gonna save it for the big shows.
Gonna save. Don't get it dirty if you don't have to.
Right. Well, it's about go time here. I got my jammies on. We got 31 cars tonight. Looks like we drew a 14, which should be all right. We kind of go out late in the first group for qualifying, which A-okay with me. So yeah, we'll go have some fun. And
Is qualifying to set yourself up for a solid night here at the Wilmot Raceway, and the first driver will roll to the track out of Wilmot.
flying over. I didn't feel like I made very good laps. I kind of overdrove the car at both ends, but we ended up third quick out of 31. So the Lamb Excavating, Diamond Equipment, Dirt Perfect, Skills USA, Palmetto Epoxy Floors 77's in the hunt. And we'll have to go see where we start for the heat race. We're making a couple changes to the car. Cutting some tires, moving wheel spacing a little bit. Nothing major. Car was pretty good. So I'm excited. Let's go. So lining up for this heat race, we're going to go from 4th place because we were the fastest qualifier in the 3rd heat. Try to get a decent start. And that didn't go the way I had hoped. Uh-oh. The holes in the 3rd and 4th turn were definitely to the point you had to be careful. There was nothing to gain as long as we finished in the top 6, so going green again, just focused on making laps and holding my ground. So after the heat race, we forgot to take the camera off the car. So here we're rolling out for the dash. The dash lineup's determined by a draw. We drew the pole for the dash, so we're going to come up here and take our spot first. Sometimes race car drivers will play games on the start. We're supposed to be side by side at the chalk line. Brennan went a little early and I let him go to make it look bad. I'm banking that the start's going to get called back. There we see the yellow lights, it worked. So we'll line back up here and give it another try. Unfortunately, the outside lane is just a little too good. We got a fair start here, but he still beat me off of 4. So the dash is over. We ran second. We'll start outside the second row for the feature. Car was okay. We thought through a few small changes and got ready to go for the feature, but forgot to take the camera off the car and film something in between. So here we're going on out to the track. They line us up all around the track with the four-wheelers and then push us off from there to make it not take as long to get all the cars started for the main event, since there's 24 of them. Here we go, pushing off and getting ready for the main event. At the start of most sprint car races, the main event will do a 4-wide parade lap to kind of thank the fans for coming out and supporting the event. And it looks pretty cool when the cars are all packed up 4-wide. So here we get the signal to show the 4-wide formation. As you can see, it gets a little bit tight. There's not a whole lot of room when you get cars 4-wide, but here we're giving them the best 4-wide row we can and try not to run into each other. So we break our 4-wide formation here and get ready to go racing. See if the outside lane is still the preferred line on the start. Got the jump on Scotty Field there on the outside, so that worked out pretty well. Into third. Under yellow, under red. Back to green. Lanheiser gets a little messed up on the top, and we're into second. Crouch leads. And he's operating a bit better than we are at this point. Big slider from the 10 back to third. See, Scotty Thiel is attacking us from the get-go on this restart. Showed us the nose down low. I'm really struggling to get off a turn 4 at this point. And we're back under yellow. There we see Scotty found his way around on the outside of us. And Ianheiser's up the inside. We're kind of falling to pieces here. Our car definitely faded as the main event wore on. And I feel like I just wasn't driving up to my full potential, but that's part of why we came to this race, was to try and shake the rust off and get back up to speed. So the battery dies in the GoPro here shortly, and we end up sliding back to end up 9th place at the conclusion of the feature. With sprint car racing, things exceedingly glamorous. We got some Domino's pizza, some pepperoni and mushroom, and some pepperoni for Charlie, some garlic knots on the hood of the Focus. Yeah. We got a fantastic view of the car wash. Nobody else here. I mean, that's a plus. You don't get this every day. So in beautiful Antioch, Illinois. No, Antioch, Illinois. Is it? Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Saw the sign.
So yeah, we're gonna get things cleaned up. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so we've got some plans with the family, and it will be nice not to have the car wash hanging over our head, because we're gonna be back racing again here in Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days. So. We don't have near as much time as we usually do to get things turned around. On that note, good night. Bummed that I didn't drive better in the feature. I think the car should have run further up, but it was a really pretty technical racetrack, and let's be honest, I'm pretty rusty. So good night. All in all, top 10 finish.
There's a train.
Train.
Like a train.
Look at that.
Knoxville would be proud.
What more could you ask for? Knoxville would be very proud. So we're gonna get busy, and we'll check you later. And we're home. Unfortunately, the sun beat us here. So that's a wrap on opening night. I'm happy with it. I think we have a couple ideas of what we could do better for the feature. Namely, drive better, and maybe a couple adjustments to the car that could make it easier. We'll see you, Charlie.
I'll see you, Jeff.
Thank you. So yeah, we're back. It's Father's Day. I think looks like Bruno's up, and I would think Maddie's probably up, so go say hello to them and get ready for the next 4.